All right, so a bit of a recap on our app so far. We've got a basic homepage here, which we can hit at localhost.3,3000 when our web server is running. We can return to that page at any time throughout the app by clicking on the logo or the logo text. We can log in or register over here by clicking these buttons. And we can try and hit the events page, but we won't be able to unless we're logged in. So we're going to log in. Crappy warning for my crappy password. And we should now be able to see the events page where, as a logged in user, we can add events. Great. So we now want to make a records page. We don't have a records page. This video is about just going through the routine of getting a basic working page up again so that it's all working. I went through this when we made the events page, but this is just a repeat lesson to get you through and practice that, adding a new page. You'll remember my little sketch video where I showed you through the routine. Update your app.js, make sure there's a route file, make sure there's a view file, then check that the page is working. So we're just going to go through that again for the records page and see how you go. See, you might remember how to do this ahead of me actually doing it. So I'm going to go through the routine. Every time you make a page, this is what I suggest you do, a new page. So open up your app.js and steal some code. Take the events router and copy it and paste it. And we're going to call it the records router. So update it here, records router. And we're going to make a new file in a minute called records in the routes folder. So let's make records in here. So we've now got a variable called records router that sends for instructions in the records route that doesn't exist yet. But which page is going to use this? But further down here, we need to steal some more code, copy this line, the events route usage, and paste it in below. And then we've broken our web server. You'll see that over here. We're going to make a records route, a reference to a records route. When we hit the records page, we're going to use the records router. Records router. Great. So if we hit the records page, which we will in a moment, we're going to hit this records route view. Now we need to make sure we've still got our app still crashes because we don't have a records route yet. We're going to go up here and we're going to steal again the index route. Now last time I showed you how to copy and paste. This time hold Option, click the file and drag it up here onto the folder name. Make sure you're holding Option and that'll make a copy of your file, which you can then just rename by clicking it and hitting Enter or Return on your keyboard. And let's call this records. Great. Save it. Still not working. Still not working. We need to make sure we update the records route. Remember, we need to send it onto the records page. And we're done here. So far, we've just updated our app.js to use the records route and told our records route to send any user that hits this page onto the records view. Our app started working again over here because we updated the records router. Now, the records route. Last thing we need to do is make sure we've got a records view that's referenced here. Again, let's copy and paste our index view, or let's Option click it, drag it up onto the folder name, thereby making a copy that we can rename by hitting Return. We can call this records. And we're going to take out all of this type here and just put records in the page, just so that it says big word records when we hit that. And we should now have a working page. If we've done it all right, we should now have a working page. We told app.js to use the route, and the route told the app to send the viewer onto the view. We've updated all of that, and we should get it working now. Back here in the app, you'll see that there's a 0 after this. Let's take out that 0. It's going to be important later, but for now, take it out and just hit the records page, and you should see this. This is the way that I suggest you make all of your new pages. Update the app.js, make sure the route is working in a basic way, just sending you onto a view, and make sure you've got a basic view that just does something that's working. After that, you can extend it and do whatever you like, but make sure that stuff's working first.